Hi, my name is Emily,
Hey, I'm Destiny. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Bryce.
and today we are going to talk to you, the district, about how to implement 21st century literacy skills into your schools through the use of technology. Students today have so much information at their fingertips. Having 21st century skills is essential to allow students to differentiate between relevant, important information and to have the ability to communicate this information effectively. Students need to be able to take in the information and be able to craft their own unique individual perspective.
There is a new desire for technological mastery and the ability to think outside the box. In a world full of immediate answers to our questions through the use of Google, we want our students to be able to transcend the obvious and be their own unique learner and how to be literate in the 21st century. There's new standards for teachers as well as students in order to make these goals possible.
So the International Society for Technology and Education came up with standards for both teachers and students to encourage the use of 21st century skills. So these standards provide a framework for learning, teaching, and leading that is amplified by technology. They provide a roadmap for educators worldwide as they navigate decisions about curriculum instruction, professional learning, and the transformation of pedagogy with technology. Students as well also have these standards, and it is up to the teacher to allow these standards to be really implemented into the classroom and to encourage the 7 things you see there for the students in the classroom.
So the first area of 21st century skills is this idea of the new way of the way we teach content knowledge. It's no longer when the class ends, we just move on and go on to the next class. We want to blur these lines between classes and make interdisciplinary connections between all our classes. We want our students to be global learners and really take everything that they know in school, in the world, and at home and bring it into the classroom. So in an article called The Third Space, the way to do this is taking the first space, which is their home life, peer interaction, social networking, and merging it with school life. So that's our content like biology, math, English, history, and making this third space where those things combine into one space, the third space. And we can do this by doing things like podcasts. Podcasts are an informal way of giving students their information in a language that's familiar to them, and you can basically find a podcast on any information that you could ever want to know about. And then an example, I'm a science teaching major. So in my biology class, I could have the students use their social media, such as Twitter, to look up relevant and cool different science experiments going on in the world. And they could even follow these scientists and kind of keep up in school. And so they can see that their social media use is a skill and a way to find information in a way that's familiar to them.
Next, we're going to talk about learning and innovation, which is another one of our important 21st century skills. So learning and innovation skills increasingly are being recognized as the skills that separate students who are prepared for increasingly complex life and work environments in the 21st century and those who are not. A focus on creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration is essential to prepare students for their future careers, college life, and really anything. So creativity and innovation. So there's many different ways to become creative and innovative in your classroom. So one is getting creative through photographs and video projects. So all students today have access to photographs and recording equipment. Typically it's on a laptop. And this allows students to get creative with the way that they are presenting the information that they're learning in your class. So for example, a middle school science class could create a weather forecast as a summative assessment to show their understanding of a weather unit. Another way to encourage innovation and creativity design in your classroom is through STEM projects. So technology provides the opportunities for learners of STEM students to be creative, whether this comes to creating an online graphic organizing, using robotics and other gadgets, and being able to build virtual models of things they are learning in class. It is also important to join the makerspace movement. So makerspaces are designated spaces in libraries, labs, campuses, and others to encourage in subject areas while utilizing materials and supplies. A successful makerspace allows students to become creative in their environment. So for example, you could use a 3D printer and have to help students better learn anatomy, or build models to physically represent cells. Encouraging ideas and growth through social media is another way that you can encourage innovation and creativity. So through social media programs such as Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, students are combining technology with inspiration to create a wealth of resources and information available globally. Students can share their ideas with each other and collaborate. For example, you can use Instagram or Facebook to hold a live stream test review and allow students to ask you questions in real time, even while school is not going on. Students can also go on an Instagram scavenger hunt, for example, in a science classroom, where they have to go find and post objects that represent the ideas they are learning in the classroom. So a good example of this would be the classic Cell City project. Instead of having the students go ahead and take pictures out of in their cities in order to represent the mitochondria of the cell, you might have like the post office. And that classic project can become a more innovative and creative way. Another important skill to utilize in the classroom is critical thinking and problem solving. So you want to create a classroom environment where thinking isn't considered work. So kids love playing games, leveling up, finding the keys required to win, figuring out how to win is exciting for kids. So you kind of make your classroom environment like this. So you encourage critical thinking skills in the classroom and allow students to find their own solutions to complicated problems in science and math. So a lot of this is inquiry-based learning. You give the child a problem and then they have to come up with the answer. And there are also many websites that encourage critical thinking. Some examples are just like Technology in the Classroom, which is 60-Second Adventures in Thought by Open University, How to Think Critically by Mathematical Association of America, which involves 4-step processes to solve different problems. There's Inference Riddles by Phil Tortuga, and Quandary by MIT is an online game that requires different decision-making and fast-paced skill learning. And then, of course, you want to encourage communication and collaboration in your classroom as well. So there are many tools that can be used to promote more personalized and meaningful learning for students, along with a healthy dose of classroom collaboration. So these tools can be used to enhance, amplify, and facilitate deeper and more authentic learning. So some good examples of this include SurveyMonkey, which is a good way to ask a variety of questions for students and makes a good, quick, formative assessment. Another one is Today's Meet, which is a way for students to contribute to a discussion or ask questions. Go Soapbox response tool that can be used to ask a variety of questions without students having to create accounts and can be used for polls, discussion questions, quizzes, and more in your classroom. Recap, which is a video response tool where students can respond to a prompt and all responses are compiled into a daily reel. Blogging, which can allow teachers to provide support for students and give students a more informal space to present their ideas. Padlet, which creates a virtual wall, which promotes collaboration, communication, and creativity, where students can go and put their ideas up next to other students' work. And then Google Drive, of course, and can allow students to collaborate on things like slideshows, documents, and so forth.
Next is information media and technology skills. In the innovative and fast-paced environment students in the 21st century face, one of the most important skills for students to know is information and technology skills. This skill set is divided into 3 subcategories, the first of them being information literacy. Information literacy is being able to access information efficiently, in a timely manner, as well as effectively, by choosing good validated sources. Also under information literacy is being able to use and manage information. This means being able to use information accurately and creatively for the issue of the problem at hand, manage the flow of information from a wide variety of sources, and apply a fundamental understanding of the ethical and legal issues surrounding the access and use of information. An example of how this can be taught with technology is for the class to do a research-based project where the objective is to just find relevant and factual sources. This would be assessed by the students explaining their research process by telling how they knew this information was true. The next category under information and technology skills is media literacy. This consists of understanding both how and why media messages are constructing and for what purposes. Examine how individuals interpret messages differently, how values and points of view are included or excluded, and how media can influence beliefs and behavior, and apply a fundamental understanding of the ethical legal issues surrounding the access and use of media. An example that will be seen in the classroom is watching how digital media could influence and change a person's beliefs and behaviors. The last subcategory is called ICT literacy, or information and communication with technology. His goal is to apply technology efficiently. This means being able to see technology as a tool to research, organize, evaluate, and communicate information. Use digital technologies such as computers, PDAs, media players, GPSs, etc. as communication and networking tools and social networks appropriately to access, manage, integrate, evaluate, and create information to successfully function in a knowledge economy and apply a fundamental understanding of the ethical and legal issues surrounding the access and use of these information technologies.
Life and career skills. Today, students need to develop thinking skills, content knowledge, social and emotional competency to navigate in this complex world. Some of these skills are listed below, and you can also incorporate them into this lovely graph. Some of these models that support 21st century educations with the help of multimedia aids to keep students interactive offer learning opportunities that fosters direct connections for students in their communities. For example, Google Classroom offers an online structure for students and educators to collaborate and use these skills above to improve their 21st century life and career skills. This enforces deeper thinking, problem-solving skills, and students learn more content knowledge in order to work efficiently in teams, the workforce, and college. Throughout the education process, important career and life skills have been encouraged to learn for students to apply both academic and technological knowledge to transfer into their careers or college.
While technology is great in the classroom, we know that students can get bored easily or get distracted by different things on the internet, but there are always ways around these negative aspects.
While you're giving students a technology-based assignment, you need to make sure that the task is very clear, and that will minimize distraction. If you tell them exactly what they're doing and why, then they're going to be more willing to get the task done and accomplished when they know exactly what's asked of them. So, also to facilitate this, you as a teacher can download things like Chrome blocks or limited access internet. Like I guess that would be the district, not you as a teacher. But as a teacher, you could actually download Chrome extensions on your laptop to block out excess information on your screen. So when you're showing a YouTube video or doing other things like that, you can literally get rid of the distractions.
Finally, it is crucial to implement strong classroom expectations at the beginning of the school year as to how students should be utilizing technology. And if you would like any more information, here are some more resources.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to take a listen to how you as a district can implement technology successfully and resourcefully into classrooms district-wide. We hope you enjoyed, and we hope to see some of these technology solutions in classrooms soon.